So today we are going to be learning how to use Notability with Google Classroom to open and submit assignments. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into our Google Classroom class, and notice I'm in this Algebra 1 class, and I want to take an assignment called assignment number 1. There it is. And I want to open my assignment in Notability because I want to be able to write and take notes. So I'm going to open my assignment, and there it is. And I'm going to click on it. And when you click on an assignment or a document, typically it opens like this. It's opened in Google Classroom. But we want to get that assignment opened in Notability. So on the top right-hand corner, you'll see kind of a box with an arrow going to the right. It's right there. We are going to click on it. And when you do that, it opens again. This time it opened in Google Drive. But again, we want to open it in Notability. So at this moment, we now have these 3 dots in the top right-hand corner. So we're going to click on those 3 dots. And now it gives us an option towards the bottom that says Share and Export. So we are going to select Share and Export. And then there's another option that says Send a Copy. We are going to select Send a Copy. And we are going to choose PDF. When it brings you to this menu, we need to make sure we choose the first option that says Copy to Notability. Again, choose the option that says Copy to Notability. And that will open up Notability. And finally, we are given 2 options. One of them says Create New Note, and that's what we want to choose, Create a New Note. It gives you some options. It gives you the option to change the title of your note or document. And then it also gives you the option to choose a subject. So if you want to order your notes, maybe you want to make a subject called Algebra Unit 1 and choose a color for it. And maybe that will help you organize your notes, but you don't need to do this. It's just an option. Finally, we are going to hit in the top right the option that says Import. So again, in the top right, choose Import. And now, finally, we have our document opened in Notability. And like any other document, you can write all over it in Notability, you can highlight, and of course, you can also erase. At this point, let's say we've taken our notes and we want to now submit this assignment back to Google Classroom. It's completed and we're done with it. In order to submit an assignment back to Google Classroom, you are going to look on the top left. And in the top left, you're going to see this box with an arrow going up. Again, it's in the top left. It's a box with an arrow going up. We are going to select that icon, and it's to send. So we need to figure out where we want to send it, and we want to send it to Google Classroom. So at the bottom, it says Other Apps, and in Other Apps, it will allow you to share notes. So we are going to select Share Note. At this point, we need to pick Classroom because we want to submit this assignment to Google Classroom. So the first thing we need to do is we need to find the class that we need to submit it to. In this case, we want to submit it to Algebra class, but I'm not in the Algebra class menu. So on the top right, you'll see an arrow. It's an arrow pointing right. We're going to select it, and it will bring up all of your classes. So when you hit that arrow, all of your classes will show up, and we are going to select the class we want. Algebra 1. Once you have the right class, you can hit Attach to Assignment, and now it will give you the list of assignments, and you can choose the one that you want to attach it to. So in this case, I want to submit this as assignment number 1. Finally, the last step is that you need to go back into Google Classroom and select Turn In. Again, if you don't hit the Turn In button, it will not be submitted to your teacher. So if you ever have a moment where your teacher says, hey, I don't have your assignment, but you think you turned it in, you should probably go back to that assignment, pull up, and select the Turn In button. Once that happens, it will now say in the top right-hand corner, Turned In, and hopefully you can see that. If your assignment doesn't say Turned In, it means you didn't turn it in. And finally, if we click our document, you can see that this is the assignment that we wanted to submit from Notability, and we are done. If you hit that top arrow, it will bring your menu down, and you can go back to Classroom. So again, what we did today was we opened an assignment, and we opened it in Notability, and then from Notability, we submitted it back into Google Classroom.